Number one, LA Times reports Assembly bill would tax house flippers, those who sell homes after a few years of buying. So,
Mm-hmm.
house flippers could be taxed 25% of their profit under the California Speculation Act, a bill introduced by Assemblymember Chris Ward, Democrat out of San Diego. So, they're saying it's a house flipper tax, but it would really be anybody. But
Anybody.
but commonly homeowners aren't selling within 3 years, which is why the LA
Well,
Times is
take
calling
a
this a
deep
house
breath
flipper tax.
though, because it goes from 25% to 20% after 3 years, up
Yeah,
to 7 years of ownership. I'm so
that's right.
sorry. I mean, there's a lot of people moving and bobbing and weaving, especially in this market within a few years. So, I hate I hate that they use the word flippers, because again, I think it's
It
misleading the
impacts
public.
anybody selling within 7
It
years.
does, and it's misleading the public to believe that this is really going after those that they're blaming, and it's not. It's going after every homeowner that is looking to buy or sell in California,
Yeah, and
for
if you
sure.
get relocated and you have to move or you have to
Right.
sell, think about this. If you were just a homeowner, not the flipper, we'll talk about the flippers in a second, but if you were a
Mhm.
homeowner, to your point, and you had to sell in 2 years, and we were in a down market and with realtor fees, and well, you're not going to get taxed because you're not going to have any profit. So I guess that wouldn't
Right.
matter. But say
Right.
you just edged out a little bit of profit, right? Maybe you just made
Right.
10,000. That's going to help you with your move. You're missing out on 25% of that 10,000. It's $2,500. That's some real money for that
Right.
person.
Well, and what the article is stating too is that this new tax could actually infringe on people's decisions to move or to relocate or to take a job in California or to even leave California for a different job. So, it's really sort of it's like it's mean. Like you said last night, it's criminal.
This
It's insane.
California, this is criminal. Assembly Bill 1771 taxing people 25% of their profits within a 3-year period when they sell a home, whether you're a flipper or a homeowner. That is criminal. And what it's going to do, California, is it's going to get less people to sell, which means you're going to have an even more, a bigger inventory issue.
Right.
Before there was inventory issues across the country, California agents were screaming about inventory issues in that state, Nicole.
Yeah.
And right now, they still have, despite people leaving California for policies like this, you
Right.
still have an inventory issue.
Right.
California agents say all the time, like, we have an inventory issue. We don't have enough homes to sell. Guess what? The investors, the house flippers, they just won't sell. Certainly not for 7
Right.
years. So you're gonna create more holders, less flippers, less people putting product onto the market where homeowners could go and buy them. This is
Right.
a really, it's not passed, but it's a really poor plan
Well, it'll be
on
interesting
creating more
too
housing.
to see though too what'll then happen with rentals, because if I'm going to be relocating to California for just a few years, now I'm almost being forced to potentially rent. So then what does that do with the rental market? I
Yeah,
mean,
rental's already high in
right.
California, and over the next few years, because where inflation's going, because of wages are going to have to increase, because we have over 11 million job openings in this country right now, because of all these things, rents in 2023, I said this in the past, 2023 rents are going to skyrocket. Okay, so this is going to hurt all of that. I don't think that this gets passed. You can't be, Nicole, the politicians in
It
California
makes
cannot be
zero
this dumb.
sense. They really can't. Well, and they had a buyer on there saying that they've lost 33 offers, but it's again, it's just it's insane because it's like you said, it's not going to stop the supply issue. You know, charging this is not going to all of a sudden make that first time home buyer actually get a home, because she's still going to be bidding on that house with at least half of the same folks that she's bidding on it with now. So it
They think
makes
what
zero,
I
again,
think
especially
this
at 7 years. Like, if you really are wanting to attack like a true flipper, like, maybe charge it in the first year, like, cap it out at, like, 18 months, but, like, 7 years, 7 years.
Uh,
Byron, how long have you lived in a home longer than 7 years once you moved out of your parents' house? No. I
Never.
mean,
No,
it's
everything I've
insane.
ever owned has been less than 7 years. I'm a little bit different, and they say the normal Californian lives in their home, most California
I
homeowners
think
keep
they're
the
saying
property for
10.
10 to 16 years.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
higher than the national average. I don't know. Maybe they do, but you know, we've heard
It is
Zillow say that that's
saying
gonna continue to trend down. I believe that that'll continue to trend
yeah,
down as
but
well.
let's and again, I guess because I think I did use the word first time, but it does say that certain categories of buyers will be exempt, such as first time home buyers and military homeowners. So,
Yeah.
they are obviously cognizant of that, but I mean, they're certainly not being cognizant of the CEOs that are, hopping job to job every few years because that's the only way to continue to climb the ladder.
Ward says
It's
taxes collected from short-term sales will be distributed to city schools and affordable housing funds. How are you going to track that? How are you going to know? Right. I mean,
yeah.
California is already one of the most high tax states in the country. They have the fifth largest economy in the world. And how are you going to track this extra revenue? I think this Ward guy thinks he's going to like trap people in California. Like, oh, if we create this,
You can't
you know,
leave?
you're not going to want to leave. You're not going to want to sell your house. Right.
Mm,
It's a poor plan. I doubt this Ward guy has any idea the implications of what it would do to the inventory crisis that they're already facing. You're actually going to, because of the inventory crisis, Mr. Ward, you're actually going to make it harder for people to get affordable housing, which is what you need in
right,
California.
right.
So this is a big racket, big dumb idea, and hopefully it will not get passed for the sake of all Californians. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip from the real world, click here for another one.
Or if you like the full episode, click here.